know about that reach differential because Hicklet Lau looks to me like he has extremely long arms.
Yeah, but reach is not really much of a factor in this fight because both fighters like to get in there and brawl. In his 11th year of professional boxing, Rafael Ruelas has been to the top and the bottom of boxing. Tonight, he has a lot of things on his mind, including his trainer, one of his best friends, Joe Goosen, who trained him throughout his career. This is the first time that Joe Goosen is not in the corner of his fight. He's been off a year. His last fight, the last time he was in the ring, he was getting poleaxed by Kostya.
And it was Joe Goosen, in fact, Sean, that night, who finally jumped up in the ring apron when the referee did not stop the fight. As Ruelas begins to open up here, did not stop the fight, and so Joe Goosen compassionately got up onto the ring apron and stopped the fight himself. And you bring up a good point. You know, he's been with the Ruelas brothers since they were both literally children. And you're talking about 12 years of age when they came door to door, walking door to door, selling candy, and came upon the gym and told Joe Goosen they'd like to be a trainer. Well, he sent them away, and they came back, and I mean that they'd like to be boxers. They came back, and they insisted, and he relented, and from there started a tremendous career. But Joe Goosen, I believe, does not approve of this comeback of the Ruelas brothers. We should mention both of them because Gabriel Ruelas is also coming back and was successful in his first fight. And so Joe has basically stayed out of the picture on this one.
Well, Lau in this first round, true to his word, is in fact trying to just mix it up with Ruelas. And doing a fairly good job in close quarters here.
Oh, good uppercut. Ruelas says he is a brawler in the ring. He said his best punch is his left. He has a terrific left hook, and that left uppercut is a new weapon he's added.
A real danger of a headbutt here. See, there were 2 more uppercuts, Sean.
And, you know, well, this is where Ruelas, this is all that experience that Rafael has. In here, he's a very good fighter. And Rafael can fight off those ropes. Lau, though, doing the smart thing, I think, basically going to Ruelas here early.
But Lau may be punching himself out. He doesn't have the experience that a Ruelas has in going the rounds. Ruelas loves to fight this way. He likes to fight nose to nose on the inside. Ruelas, 31 KOs in the first 3 rounds. He's got 42 KOs altogether. Already a swelling underneath the left eye of Hicklet Lau.
And a little bit of a scrape on the cheek of Lau as well. There's an uppercut again from Ruelas. In reference to the rounds, as we come to the end of the first round, Lau has gone 10 rounds once, but other than that, he's gone no more than 6.
Chato Robles, now the corner man. As far as my scouting report on Ruelas, he gets off to a very slow start and then picks up speed about usually 3 rounds into the fight. Since the beginning of his career, he's been plagued by poor balance. His legs haven't been the best, but he has a championship heart, no doubt about that. How about...
Here's a look at some of that action. Look how this fast start, good uppercut from Rafael Ruelas. Big power in that left hand. Hicklet Lau. His scouting report, good mobility in the ring, good balance. He has good jab with speed, but he lacks power in the ring. Only one time has he been 10 rounds. He may be more vulnerable in the late rounds of this fight, and he's fighting a man who has terrific experience in late fights.
You know, we talked earlier, too, as you saw on one of those replays, it was a headbutt that caused that little scrape on the cheek of Hicklet Lau. And as we've said, there is a real danger of that, the way that first round was fought. It'll be interesting to see if it becomes any kind of a factor in this fight.
Rafael's brother, Gabriel Ruelas, is here in the crowd tonight watching brother Rafael. And Gabriel has begun his comeback as well. Neither one of them just could put up with retirement, Barry and Sean. Gabriel was out about 9 months, Rafael out about a year. Gabriel defeated Jose Rodriguez in a 10-round decision, and Rafael hoping to do just as well here in this fight against Hicklet Lau.
You know, the greatest thing about boxing is you have a direction. You have a reason to get up in the morning. You got to get up early and go run. You have to be in the gym in the afternoon. You have to watch your diet. You have to take care of yourself in the sport of boxing. You got to train every day. Good left hook again from Ruelas. But that's what you miss most. You miss that direction. And with these two, with Rafael and Gabriel, I would have suspected they got support from one another in their time off. And once one said, I'm coming back, immediately the other brother was right behind him. Wow, another good left hook from Ruelas. Look how fast Ruelas is starting to kind of wear down Hicklet Lau. Also, he sees the strength of Lau kind of seeping out of him. Lau back against the ropes now, standing up straighter than he was in that opening round. Good uppercut from Lau.
Because Ruelas does not often like to fight at long range, he likes this kind of a fight. Do you think it works to his detriment at all, Sean, in terms of he doesn't really fight tall like a guy with a long reach would?
You know, he's so good fighting inside. What he does is he gets down underneath his opponent. Never let your opponent get under you, and he certainly lives by that rule. And he's so good this way, you really don't know what kind of fighter he would have been as a cutie. I mean, being a cutie on the outside, you get on the end of your opponent's punches. It's a very dangerous way to fight. This way, he's smothering his opponent's punches, and he's landing his own. He has terrific hooks, which work inside.
Again, there's an awful lot of clashing of heads, even in this second round here.
Clash of the warriors.
Ruelas just has, in this kind of a situation, he has so much more experience. He knows how to tie up one arm, punch with the other. Things that Hicklet Lau hasn't seen before.
Right there, you're right. See that? You turn your opponent, you use his elbows. See there, you pull his elbow around, turn him into your left hook. Look how Ruelas also protects his chin with that right hand while he's throwing the left.
Keeps it up high, and then when he wants to at times, he'll just take that right arm and wrap it around the left arm of Lau.
This is the other hand. And this is the experience that Hicklet Lau did not realize he did not have.
I'll tell you what, though, Lau is doing a little bit of damage of his own here. That uppercut, though, has really been a weapon. And Lau says, no, you ain't got nothing. I'll tell you a guy who would know whether Hicklet Lau has anything, and that is Jesse Barella, who we saw in our last fight come away a winner on a knockout. And he fought Hicklet Lau and beat him, and here's what he had to say were he in Rafael Ruelas' shoes.
If I was Rafael Ruelas, I would try to get inside, get under his punches, and come over the top on him, you know, work the body, slow him down a little in the first couple rounds, and then finish him off in the last few rounds.
Well, Hicklet Lau took a bit of a beating. He did administer a little bit of a beating as well.
Well, Ruelas, of course, is going to get hit in those situations, Barry, because he puts himself in at close quarters. But he's willing to do that. Now, he's fought some pretty good opponents in his career. Take a look at the records of these guys when he fought them. Those first three guys undefeated. Michael Lerma with 13-1 record, and only Mark Richardson had a mediocre record. But despite all those undefeated records, believe me, this is the huge step up in class tonight.
Yeah, it really is. And
Championship caliber, yeah.
all of a sudden, he's in the Kentucky Derby, and I guess you can make the argument that he's been running with a few mules.
Former IBF lightweight champion of the world, Rafael Ruelas, won his championship back in February of 1994 against Freddie Pendleton. Fight in Inglewood, California.
And maybe that was a great job of just showing a warrior's heart, because Ruelas was all but knocked out in the first round by Pendleton, but would not give up and would not go down for that third time.
A pretty good right hand a moment ago by Ruelas, and again, Hicklet Lau against the ropes, and he's starting to take a little bit of a beating here.
Leaving himself open there as he came in. Boy, he had his hands just widespread. Getting a little bit reckless now and trying to pull lightning out of a bottle.
Well, but he did catch Ruelas with a long right hand.
He's just opening up here.
And there's a big left hand. I'm not sure if